Money Radio, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's time to talk real estate with Laura Bramnick from TalkRealEstateAZ.com. Laura is an attorney and she is also a real estate agent. That's a great combination.
That's a good combination.
Yeah, and we don't see that so much in Arizona.
A little bit, but yeah, most attorneys practice law, most real estate agents do real estate, but there are not that many of us that do both.
And you can give legal advice on a transaction.
Yes.
And sometimes it doesn't cost more to do it that way.
Correct. If we can work it out that way, we definitely do.
Real important. Laura is also a consumer advocate, and that's maybe one of the most important things I can say. She really does work to represent the interest of her clients, whether it's residential or commercial or land transactions, or if you have an issue that needs some resolution. Laura holds an active Arizona real estate license. She is also licensed through the State Bar of Arizona, and she specializes in real estate. For more info, 480-624-2705, 480-624-2705, and you answer your own phone.
Yes, I do.
TalkRealEstateAZ.com is your website. TalkRealEstateAZ.com. What are we seeing in the way of new homes in the greater Phoenix area these days?
New home sales are strong.
Okay.
And however, there's a shortage of raw land, meaning that there's lots of available vacant land in the Phoenix metro area, especially on the edges. But when a builder puts in a new home subdivision, there's lots of infrastructure that has to go in before they start construction on the homes, and so that's what is in short supply.
You think about it, you've got electricity, water, sewage, roads, sidewalks, curbs.
And a lot of times you need zoning changes.
Yeah.
A lot of times the land may be zoned for 1 house per acre. The builder may want to put on 4 per acre.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so that requires zoning changes, and that in and of itself can take a long time.
Yes, indeed.
But you know, just putting in the roads and the utility hookups and getting the public report done, and you know, all the things that have to be done before you start to put out your sign saying new home subdivision, buyers welcome, kind of thing.
And that's before you even start building.
Yes, that's before you even start building. In addition to the fact that there's a shortage of what they call prep land, there's a shortage of skilled construction workers, and that once you get all your infrastructure in, the time to build the home is taking at least 6 months. And also it's pushing up, because there's a shortage of prep land and because there's a shortage of skilled construction workers, it's pushing up the price of new homes. So the median price for a new home in the Phoenix metro area right now is $310,000.
Which is substantially more than the average price for an existing home.
Yes, it is.
You get a new home though, but you're right about that point about the skilled labor. We lost a lot of construction jobs in the valley in the downturn when construction workers were having a difficult time finding jobs.
Yes.
A lot of people moved or got into another line of work.
Yeah, you know, there are certain areas, and we're one of them, where the real estate crash was much worse than in other areas of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we lost construction workers.
And we really haven't recovered fully from it.
Correct.
We have that's not. One of the downturns that we haven't recovered from is that we don't have those construction
right.
workers.
But we still have people moving in from other states.
Mm-hmm. And
through May, new home sales are up 38% from this time last year.
Wow.
And we have an 18 to 24 month supply of prepped land. But
it's going to take some time to build on that land.
Yes.
It sounds as if somebody's looking for a new home sale, for a new home purchase, they're kind of going into a lopsided market.
Yes. Now, there have been two recent purchases of raw land, 1,200 lots in Desert Ridge and 500 lots in Peoria. But when you look at our population, that's 1,700 homes, not that much.
Kind of a drop in the bucket.
But when the lopsided issue is very important, because if you've ever looked at a new home contract, it's very one-sided in favor of the builder. You don't have very much room to negotiate. And when there's competition for these new homes, like there is now, and it's gonna get worse, the builder even has more leverage. And the problem is that they require a lot of money down, and there are very few contingencies, meaning there are very few reasons, legal reasons, that you could cancel and get your earnest money back.
That makes it particularly difficult because there's usually a time lag between the contract and when you actually move in.
Oh yeah, there's, like I
Things
said,
can
at least
happen.
6 months to build, and many times it's longer. And so, if you're putting, let's say, 10% down, or even if it's less, but you have to pay for all your options and upgrades up front. So it's not unusual to have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 invested. And if you have to walk away for some reason, you get transferred, you have a sick family member, you have to relocate to take care of them, you lose your job, you become ill or disabled, you lose all that money.
Wow.
And there's, I've had clients call me to negotiate that, and very few builders, they'll say, listen, I'd rather sell to somebody else who's willing to take the risk. I don't need your business that badly.
But at the same time, it's very important that you at least understand that contract, have a good sense of what you're heading into.
Yes.
And make an informed decision on whether that's a transaction that you really do want to enter into.
Yeah, it may be that you'd rather spend your time looking for a relatively recent new house. Somebody
Yeah.
that maybe's been in it a year or two and has been transferred or has to sell for whatever reason.
Yeah.
The problem is you don't get to pick your options, but you reduce the risk of losing so much money.
Well, you work on new home sales as well as existing home sales.
Correct.
You handle all kinds of residential properties as well as commercial properties. And each of these contracts are a little bit different, and depending upon the circumstances, may require different understanding or different negotiation in the process.
Yeah, the warranties are very limited. 2-year warranties, they don't cover mold. One of the things that shocked me that I saw recently is that the builder can sell to another buyer right up to closing. So let's say a buyer comes in and offers them more money. It says they can accept a contract on that, and that concerns me. That's really, that should not be acceptable. And hopefully.
This is why it's so important to talk to you, because you know this stuff, and I think a lot of real estate agents do not know this.
They just
or
say
may
they're
not
all
specialize
standard,
in it.
they're all the same, you have no power. And
Yeah.
I have found that some things I can negotiate.
Okay.
It's definitely worth the effort for the most severe issues in the contract against a buyer.
Laura Bramnick from TalkRealEstateAZ.com, TalkRealEstateAZ.com, an attorney and a real estate agent as well. Great combination, very important, particularly for new home sales. 480-624-2705, 480-624-2705, or here's the easy way to remember it, TalkRealEstateAZ.com. All the contact info is there.
Yes, it is.
Good info, Laura, thank you.
Thanks, Sinclair.